Welcome back to our third episode of Lightning Locks. Larsen, I got a little lead on you, buddy. You going to catch up today? We
I
got a
need to.
we got a big basketball slate. Big basketball slate today. But let's start with the system under. Was there
We
only one
have
of
to.
those today?
There's
Was there
only
only one of
one.
those? And it's
Only
it's the
one.
Boston College Eagles who screwed us yesterday. Wake
Yeah.
Forest money line couldn't get it done. But I think
Yeah.
didn't Virginia lose too, or did Virginia get it done?
No, Virginia won at the end.
So
Wake
it
Forest,
was
man,
just
just
Wake
pathetic.
Forest that killed us. Up 10 with like
Pathetic.
3 minutes to go and they blow it.
That's
That's
brutal.
absolutely brutal. But I think it was 138 and a half. That's what I had on my book. Was the
Yeah. Yeah, I got it this morning at 139. So I'll take that and
yeah,
I'll slap 5 units on it
yeah,
and I'll
and
go
play the
ahead.
system under.
Oh yeah, and I take it
Boston
first
College,
half.
Miami. Boston College,
Yeah.
Miami. That's the game we're talking about. Under 139, under 138 and a half. How low would you go on that? Like if you had to say, like, I mean, I assume no one's going to have it below 138, 137. I don't imagine most of these don't go trend down in the direction very often.
No, but they'll still fall. I mean, I would take it like 137 probably, 136 and a half. I don't know. I mean, because you have these games, right? Like Miami, this is their first game, but Boston College, 3 games, 3 days. Like, what if they come out and score 40 points? Like you could
Yeah.
get it. You could get it at 110, and there's a way it would hit. Like something crazy, but I don't
Yeah,
know.
and Boston College
Take it
didn't
early.
come out there and look like they weren't like world beaters. So
Right.
they shot like 60% against Wake and they only had like, 30 something points at half.
Yeah. Brutal.
So it wasn't like they're
Brutal.
sitting there playing this. Yeah, it wasn't like they were sitting there playing this high pace brand of basketball or anything like that. So
Mm-mm.
I love that. Miami, I think, does play a little bit of a higher pace though, which is why that line is up around 140.
Yeah, and I think honestly, I was thinking about taking them to cover. I think it's -7.5. I just think it feels to me like a game where Miami probably wins by double digits. Like Boston
Yeah.
College,
Unless Boston
it's
College has
lucky.
that team of
Right.
destiny out there, like where there's this random 12 and 19 team that goes out there and balls out. But
Yeah.
let's just stick to basketball right here. We'll get into my hockey picks because I got a boatload of them. What do you got else out there? Let's start with the early games since they're about to start.
Yeah, so I've actually got Michigan right now. I threw out Michigan yesterday. I bet them 1,400 to win the Big Ten plus 1,400. So I like that value. So I'm sweating them today against Indiana. They're on right now. The Boston College one's on in I think 2 hours. And so yesterday those Conference USA unders are nice. Those win.
They
And there are
slapped.
4 of them today. Well, I only bet 3 and they went 2-1, which was the goal.
Yeah,
So
I'm gonna
I'll
have to
take
ride.
that.
I'm gonna ride with you on those.
Yeah, and
What
then
are they?
there are four games today, and I like all 4 of the unders. Rice and North Texas, it's under 126 and a half. They've played twice earlier in the year, and it went to 111 and 118. And North Texas hasn't even played a game in this tournament yet. They haven't had to shoot in this gym in a game setting yet. So I like that. Louisiana Tech, Western Kentucky under 143 and a half. Their last game went over 148, but it was a close game at the end, a lot of fouls, a lot of free throws. So you kind of live with that. And both teams have actually gone under in 3 of their last 4 games, which I love to see that. It feels like total under. UTEP and Middle Tennessee State under 135 and a half. 6 of Middle Tennessee State's last 7 games have gone under. Let's make it 7 of 8. And then Florida Atlantic and UAB under 141 and a half. I'll take that one. The top 4 seeds in that tournament, this is their first game today, so they haven't played like in the tournament yet. They haven't had to go into it and like shoot in a game with in a football stadium. So I'll take all 4 unders. I'm just gonna sprinkle on it, but I like them all.
Yeah, $100 each way.
Right?
You go
Yeah.
3-1. You go 3-1. 2-2. You lose $20. It's all right. You can survive that.
Right.
Any other basketball picks? One that I was thinking, I almost leaned on. There were a couple actually that I kind of were thinking about. I'm not going to put them on the board because I'm not that confident. TCU plus 5.5. I actually really like this one, but then I saw everyone was betting TCU, and I was like, oh, I'm not betting TCU. Like, there's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm falling on it because I watched both those TCU Texas games, and Texas dominated them both times. I liked the fact that they're getting 5.5 in a conference tournament, and they're playing a rivalry team that like they've already lost to twice. That's kind of why I
Right.
was thinking TCU. But seeing so many other people on them and actually watching those games, I'm staying away. on that. Another one that I think already started. I don't even know what the score is. It's probably I think it was like an 11 a.m. game. I liked Toledo minus 17. They're kind of a wagon. I don't know what the
They
score is of that
are.
game. We
They
could
are.
we could be losing. I did lay a little bit of money on that, just sprinkled it because I need my fix at 11 a.m. just like any other addict.
Of
Um,
course.
and then one that I was kind of looking at was Iowa State +8 against Texas Tech. They split their series. I actually bet on Texas Tech when they were at home and they won by 15. But Iowa State, they're not a great team. I don't love them, but getting 8 points in a conference tournament against a team like Texas Tech that isn't fantastic on offense, like I think they can grind out, keep it close enough to where 8 points in a conference tournament. I kind of like that. So those were the three that I was kind of leaning. I'm not going to like put any of those on my record here, but like that's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah, I can see your TCU pick. They're sneaky good. And
They kicked the shit out of
they
LSU.
can totally, yeah, and they can totally win that game. They can totally beat Texas. Toledo is tied right now in the second half.
That's
So
good.
maybe, yeah, that's probably a good thing. I'm gonna throw
No,
some
I bet.
parlays together.
I actually bet on Toledo, but like
Oh, you did?
I'm not putting them on this like like on our keeping track. Like they're not
Okay.
on my paper, but
Yeah.
like those were just some leans that I had.
Yeah. That's a brutal loss if they lose because they were the one seed. They should make the tournament.
Toledo's a good team. Toledo's a good
Right.
team. Like
I like them a
they
lot
have
too.
ballers. Yeah.
I'm
Um,
actually gonna take LSU today, and I'm gonna take
minus
just the money
11.
line. Yeah, no,
Oh,
no, just the money line, and I'm parlaying it with Miami. So I'm betting against Boston College. Like that run has to end, and I'm just gonna lay whatever the price is to parlay Miami and LSU together. Like I just think that's a winner. I really, really think it's a winner. I mean, LSU
yeah. I mean, LSU
killed
shouldn't
Missouri,
lose. They have
right?
no. Yeah, they shouldn't lose that game at all. And you're right. I mean, Miami should win. I mean, Miami's in
Yeah,
the tournament for sure. Correct. I mean, they're 22-9, but the ACC's
yeah,
been so
yeah.
bad.
Right, and Wake, Wake's probably in the tournament. Really
But
needed to
they're
win
on the
yesterday to lock
bubble.
it up. And
Yeah.
if they played just anywhere near a competent game yesterday, they win. So I'll take Miami and LSU and just lay
Yeah,
whatever the price is
that
because
one
I think they
hurts,
win.
bro. Because that was I for some reason liked that parlay with you and just threw 5 bills on it. And next thing you
Mm,
know, we're down 500, and the other two hit. That's what makes it hurt worse.
right, of
If one of
course.
the others don't hit, it's like, all right, well, whatever, it didn't matter. But up 10 with 2 minutes to go, you gotta close the door on a game that matters for them. Like you said, like
Yeah,
they're probably in, but it's not a guarantee.
they shoot
Um,
80% from the free throw line as a team and went I think 8 for 15 in the second
yeah,
half, something like that.
just
Brutal.
absolutely brutal. Any other college basketball picks today? Is that it?
One more parlay. I'll take just some more money lines. Kansas against West Virginia. Kansas beat West Virginia
Should
twice
be
by double digits.
yeah, it should be an easy one.
It should be easy. West Virginia, they played last night. They finished at like 8:30 last night, and they're playing again at 2 o'clock. Like quick turnaround. So I like that. And Iowa to beat Northwestern should be easy. And then take Villanova against St. John's. They played two close games this year. Villanova won both close games, but I like to fade Mike Anderson in big games in a tournament setting. So I'll just
Yeah.
take three money lines: Kansas, Iowa, Villanova, and move those together. It's basically even
Hell,
money.
I might put all 5 of those that we just talked about. Those
I like,
5
yeah,
and just parlay them all and wing it, throw it
yeah,
at the wall. Yeah, I feel like that's dangerous in March because this is when the upsets do happen. But screw it.
right. But I mean, I don't
It's
know.
not it's not
I live with
we're
it.
not at the madness yet where every team is like at least somewhat
Right,
competent. Like some of these teams are actually incompetent. Like they have no
right.
business. Like
And
you
they would
saw
be huge
Georgia.
upsets today.
Yeah,
I
you saw
mean,
Georgia. Like me picking them
yeah,
plus 10 or whatever. Yeah, they lose by 30. That's total incompetence.
yeah.
All right, so let's flip over to the ice. I was looking at this thing last night and just salivating at just how many games there are.
Big
What
board
like,
today. Okay.
oh, it's absolutely massive board. Things that I love, things that I'm leaning. I didn't even put all of them on here. Um, but the first thing I'm going to go with, I think my most confident bet that I've had in a while is Florida -1.5. So the puck line, that's -135. I'm going to definitely put a couple units on that. They play the Flyers, who just screwed me the other day. But listen, dude, the Flyers suck. Like, and they steal coins every once in a while. They've won 2 in a row, but like they've won like 5 out of the last 30 games. They haven't won a road game since December 29th against the Kraken, who are another shitty team. And Florida's the best home team in hockey and one of the best teams in hockey. And they don't lose on their home ice. They rarely lose on their home ice. They should put up 5, 6 goals in this easily. and I expect Philly to struggle to score. That should be an absolute pounding. That should get your bankroll flowing going into the weekend. If you just want to bet one thing,
Well,
I
you know
would.
what this sounds like though. This sounds like Peterborough versus Bournemouth the other day, and Bournemouth
Yeah,
can't
I
win. I
know,
mean,
I know, and I know. Well, I mean, and I just bet against the Flyers, but they steal coins sometimes. I mean, you bet against these crappy times. Every once in a while, they win. And in hockey, any team can win. You have a bad night, the
right.
goalie stands on his head. Like, the goal is only so small. But if Florida doesn't win this game by at least 2 goals, I mean, if you really want to be confident and you don't mind laying the cash, I mean, take them in reg, take a money line. I mean, it's a huge line, but they're not going to lose. Like, they are not losing this game. I can
So
guarantee you.
so I need to bet on Florida.
Florida is you want to throw a money
I
line,
do.
throw a team in one of your money line parlays.
Yeah. Oh
Florida
yeah.
is not, they are not losing this game. 100% they will not lose this game. Um, Another game that I'm super confident in is Wild Wings over 6.5. If you go look at the Wings, man, like they're giving up like 5 or 6 goals every time they walk out of the fucking locker room. And they're giving up sometimes 7 by themselves. The last time these two teams played, which are like I think 2 weeks ago, it was 7-4. So they gave up 7 alone. And like I said the other day when I was on here talking about the Wild and the Rangers, the Wilds, they don't have a terrible defense. It's not elite, but it hasn't been, good for the last couple weeks. They played well against the Rangers, but they're going to give up a couple goals. Like the Wings will score at least 2. So that means you need 5 to cover this from the Wild. I think the Wild could easily get 5, and the Wings could easily score 3 or 4. So I'm just saying they'll score at least 2 against the Wild, and the Wild will score at least 5, and this game will easily go over. I wouldn't be surprised if 10 goals were scored in this game. It's just that. That's just how it's been with this team. I got another over here, Avs Canes, over 2 of the best teams in hockey. Avs are kind of struggling a bit though for being one of the best teams. They've lost 3 of 4, which is rare. I'm kind of leaning towards their money lines because they are struggling, and this game is one that they should get up for. And I think they're the most talented team in hockey. But on the road, and they're on a little road trip. They haven't been playing as well. I'm going to stay away from the money line, even though I think it's decent value at -110. And I'm just going to go the over here. The Avs have, arguably the best offensive hockey. Them in Florida, they can go off for 5 goals against anyone, even a good team like the Canes, a good defense like the Canes. And the Avs, like I said, they've been struggling. Their defense hasn't been great. They've given up 3 goals in pretty much every game. I mean, maybe outside of one game in their last 7. I'm not looking at it right now, but they've given up at least 3 goals. The Canes can score. I like this number over 6 a lot. I told you I have a lot. Bruins
Good. Good.
Bruins Blackhawks over 5.5. Blackhawks have been playing a little bit solid hockey. They're scoring 3+ goals, and every time out they scored 8 last time. The Bruins do have a good defense, good goaltender. That's why this number is only 5.5. But I still like it. I'm taking the Bruins Blackhawks over 5.5. Let's see. Last one I have Vegas. I'm going back to Vegas after they screwed me against the Flyers.
Yeah.
And I'm going puck line too. So I'm having them. They need to win by 2. They're on the road again, and they're playing the Sabres. The Sabres they steal some coins. They can score some pucks sometimes, but today's not the day. Vegas needs a win, as I said last time. They need to win to keep up in the playoff race. They're coming off a bad loss to the Flyers, in which they really looked like the better team, so they're playing better hockey. They're not at full strength, but the Sabres have lost 8 of their last 10. 2-8 in their last 10. I just like Vegas to bounce back here and win this by 2 goals, or take them in reg. You get +110 if you take the puck line. Take them in reg though. I think you're probably like -150 or something like that. So that's probably a little safer. But I'll take the puck line here, and I'll take them in reg. Screw it. But yeah, those are my picks right there. I think that's 5 of them on the ice, and then I'm with you on the BC Miami under.
We have to. We like the board. Big board
Yeah,
today, and Michigan's
the
up
board's
13, about to go to half.
the board's beautiful. All right,
Love
all
it.
right.